This is EA Sports coverage of the PGA Tour. Today we're here at Chambers Bay in University Place, Washington. Rich Lerner alongside Frank Nobilo for EA Sports, set to bring you all the action out on the course. Frank, what can you tell us about this golf course?
First and foremost, Rich is going to be the host of the 2015 US Open, but it's a true links golf course designed by Robert Trent Jones II. Breathtaking views of the Puget Sound, as well as the Olympic Mountains on a clear day.
Frank, you think of links golf, you think of Scotland, the home of golf. Links in the state of Washington?
That's right, and it is a true links too. Wide fairways. You're going to have a little bit of imagination today as well, because when this golf course plays firm and fast, you've got to play the bump and run, and you will need a ton of variety of shots around the greens. I'm loving that balance.
Great strike and a great result. Sitting up, good chance to attack the flag. Oh, this looks good.
Certainly is.
Strong winds have been a factor all day here, Frank. What's the key to scoring low in conditions like this?
Well, sometimes you've almost got to make the ball go to ground. You've just got to keep it out of those high breezes, play away from the trouble.
On the green, and a chance for birdie here on the first hole. All right, Frank, how would you break down this approach shot here at the first at Chambers Bay?
Well, Rich, it's partially blind, so you've really got to fixate on the exact point that you want to aim at. That's one of the beauties of this golf course. So maybe even just have a little look and make sure you know that line, because once that ball hits the ground, the natural contours are going to take it in a certain direction. So really fixate on that line.
Frank, I'm not saying he should pull out driver here, but this is a long putt.
Greens are fast, though. You never know. Good line, good pace. Might have a chance.
Oh, he's going to love it.
How far was that? That was miles away.
Settles in over the putt. Still even par for the day. Ready to tee off here at the second. Frank, what's it all about?
Well, you hit your tee shot here through the dunes, Rich, not overly long, just under 400 yards. The bunker on the left really shouldn't be a problem. Just avoid the dunes on the right and left. There's something about a well-hit shot.
Officials calling that one around 310 yards.
Whoop, this is taken off on a weird line.
And it's going to be in the rough, it looks like. Well, not this time. That one's in the rough. Might be a tough shot coming up.
Remember, out of the rough. Expect the ball to jump forward a little bit.
Playing this par 4, still not on the green after that second shot.
That's still not done. A good third shot. Maybe get away here with par.
Hunter Mahan, second shot. Good swing, good shot yet again. Excellent shot to within 10 feet. Mahan is capable of lighting it up. This one is for birdie. In red figures at 1 under par. This for par. And so just getting started, even par so far. At the third tee now, Frank, and what are we staring at here?
This green is anything other than symmetrical, so be very, very cautious on where the flag is. Anything in the middle of the green you can putt to the corners, well, if you can call them corners, more like ragtails, but beautiful par 3.
That's well played. Now a good look at birdie. Appears to be a smart shot, Frank.
Yeah, no problem here. That's going to fly all the way.
Birdie chance here. Very long putt, though.
Got to be a little careful if it gets away on him.
Frank, that's not one you're necessarily thinking about making.
No, just a good putt, though. There's no two ways about that. He's putting well.
Getting set now over the putt. Wow, what a birdie. So they'll tap in. Did the job right there. Frank, here on the fourth tee, you get a good look, don't you, at what Chambers Bay really is all about.
It's framed beautifully, Rich, by the bunkers there, left, short, off the tee, plus the ones down the right side. You can see everything in front of you, but the hole does bend to the right. This is another one where you've got a generous fairway, but don't be fooled by that. It's fairway first.
Tough par 4 measuring 495 yards. Frank, it makes the game easy when you play it from the fairway.
Especially when you play it from a lie like that.
Pretty good drive here.
Another straight one.
Frank, you played in conditions all over the world. Here come the winds now. What's the mindset?
Well, this is really what separates the men from the boys. This is where you've got to tell yourself, and it's an advantage to you. Obviously, the scores will go up a little bit, given the conditions. But once again, this is going to suit the stronger player today.
You like the old phrase, swing easy when it's breezy?
Definitely when you're hitting it into a head breeze. But down breeze, tee it up a little bit, try and ride that wind some more.
And from the fairway for his second shot here. Needs a pair of binoculars to see the hole. So a good lag putt there, Frank.
Yeah, the whole idea of a lag putt, sometimes you build a 3 or a 4 foot circle. Just try and get it inside that. Good putt.
And getting ready for the putt. So a long putt there and just didn't read it quite right. With authority, count it as a par and 2 under. Just a tap in to finish the hole. He'll take par and move on. Well, Frank, here at the 5th, and I'm not sure about my chances at a hole that's called free fall. I mean, are you kidding?
Well, should be free fall for you, that's for sure, and free fall for a lot of people playing it today. Hole looks straight away, but you'll see it starts to pinch in, that fairway that is, by bunkers left and right, and those bunkers come in exactly where you're trying to hit your tee shot. Oh, that's fine.
Frank, over the course of the last 15 years or so, there have been a number of initiatives within the game of golf just to try to grow the sport.
Yeah, we've seen the PGA Junior League, which is a series of competitions, obviously for juniors to play. But the first tee really is worldwide now, just to try and introduce players from all over the world into the game of golf. They're introduced with club professionals. They learn skills that are essential really to play the game of golf. But in 2014 was a real step, what I think, in the right direction to showcase the junior talent around the world with the drive, chip and putt, where you actually get a chance to play the drive, chip and putt final at Augusta National, the home of the Masters.
Imagine young kids, boys and girls, 8 years old, 11 years old, being able to go home and tell their friends, tell their families, hey, I have something in common with Jack Nicklaus, with Arnold Palmer, with Phil Mickelson, with Tiger Woods. I won at Augusta National Golf Club. In the bunker, still with a chance for an up and down. Well, he's going to have to hit the same club a lot harder or just hit another one. Another good swing, and it looks like, Frank, another really good shot. No problems there. Really good approach shot. And now, good look at birdie. All right, so greenside bunker. What's he looking to do with this shot, Frank?
Well, really you have to look at the amount of green you got to play with. You don't have to try and fly the ball right by the flag. Allow it to run. Plus, if you can get it to run like a putt, you never know, it might just go in.
Locked in on the read and the speed. And he has it, Frank.
I don't believe it.
One of the game's steadiest players, Hunter Mahan, has this for par. 2 under par for the round. Getting set to hit the tee shot here at the 6th at Chambers Bay. Frank, where are you looking to land the ball off the tee here?
There's a nice dune down that left side that sort of gives you a good line that you can work the ball off here. But remember, this is a links golf course, so you don't try and fight Mother Nature because she'll always win. So just anything down the left, let that ball sort of kick its way back towards the middle of the fairway. A lengthy par 4, though, at 495.
Well, he pays a price for that.
Yeah, when you don't see the top of the ball in the rough, you know it's not sitting pretty. Going to need a bit of force to extract one out of there.
Great strike and a great result. Setting up, good chance to attack the flag.
Second shot.
Frank, this one's offline.
There's rough and thick stuff over there.
Frank, out of the rough, best to swing a little bit easier or get after it with all you have?
Well, a little bit in between. Obviously, it's going to require a little bit of strength to make sure that club keeps going through, but it's still the planning of the shot. Once again, check short. Is there anything I have to carry? And even remember, there's always the option of just simply pitching the ball down the fairway and taking your medicine.
And that one rolls just into the rough.
Now you have to decide whether or not that ball's going to fly or not.
And setting up here in the rough. And the ball settles on the green about 26 feet away.
Yeah, not the easiest of putts coming up.
In the greenside bunker here, Frank. Nice to go to the beach, but not too often, we hope. Did the smart thing there, Frank. Took his medicine, back out onto the fairway. Been pretty good all day from this distance, just trying to take care of business. This one has a good line.
Oh, Rich, that was a huge putt. You don't expect to make them from that distance.
Frank, I'm not saying he should pull out driver here, but this is a long putt.
Greens are fast, though. You never know. Good line, good pace. Might have a chance.
Now at 1 under for the round. Frank, this is a daunting challenge. The 7th hole, long par 4. It's over 500 yards.
A huge bunker down the right side that probably runs for a good 200-300 yards. Obviously, that's to be avoided. And then, of course, there's the mounds and the hummocks and the dunes and that on the left side. That's the reason, really, why this hole's called Humpback. But then, a little bit like the golf course, there's only one greenside bunker to be worried about, but enough green left of that.
That one is bunker bound, it looks like. That one is just a little offline, and that will not end up in the fairway. Second shot coming out of the rough here. Frank did the prudent thing there, didn't he?
Yeah, in the end, really, you could have turned that into a disaster. Instead, actually a good chance, really, to perhaps get away with par.
And it generates some momentum here at the 7th hole. This for birdie. Let's see what Hunter Mahan can do with this approach. Really not much to this. The only issue would be a lack of concentration or focus.
Great sense of speed in that. You know you can make those, but that one right in the middle.
A makeable putt right here. He is currently sitting at 1 under par. Just like that, now at 2 under. Now to the 8th and a long par 5, Frank.
Fortunately, there's no bunkers, just the dunes either side. The hole looks a little narrow off the tee, but get down there, you're going to realize that's a fairly generous fairway. There's a little bit of mounding in this green, too, that actually slopes it back towards the player. So use that to your advantage.
Well, this could be really good, Frank.
Oh, straight at it. The great Bobby Jones used to say the hardest shot in golf's the next one. Judging by that light, it's not going to be too hard.
Now the second shot to the par 5. Second from an excellent lie. Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special.
This won't hurt him, Frank.
Just a little left of the flag. That's fine.
And it makes the green in regulation. Probably going to have to hit one more club here, Frank. Little bit uphill. This is a cross-country special. Well, that's not the way you wanted to start out the backside here.
Yeah, you can't afford from inside 10 feet. You feel like you have to make those, and I mean, they really sting when they miss.
Bottom of the barrel, and now to 2 under. Just a couple of feet. Nice par to remain at 2 under. Frank, the 9th hole, called Olympus. I mean, that is very grand sounding. Like something that...
You're talking Greek god here, aren't you? Come on, this golf course is for the mere mortals, Rich.
Headed for the bunker? That one is in the bunker. Not quite what he wanted. Tee shot is in the bunker. Well, he'd like to have that one back in the bunker.
Still a chance to get it up and down.
So getting set for a greenside bunker shot. Frank, when I think of the great bunker players in the history of the sport, I think about Gary Player, Seve Ballesteros, you knew so well. What did they do that made them so effective on these greenside bunker shots?
They had an attitude for a start that was different. For them, they saw possibilities. And they would imagine the amount of sand. Remember, because this is the only shot in golf where you don't have to hit the ball first. So they would really choose the amount of sand behind the ball, whether that was an inch or 2. Aim the club at that and made sure they followed through.
Hunter Mahan for par. What a sensational putt that was, Frank.
Unbelievable. Pace, line, everything to perfection.
Just needs to keep it steady here over the putt. That takes him to 1 under on the day. Just a superb performance on the front side. He's hoping to keep it going here on the back 9, Frank.
The game is so much easier when you're swinging well, putts are going in. Really, you've just got to keep out of your own way. Oh, I liked that.
Those are good numbers right there. 320, 320 yards. Just crushed it in the fairway. Frank, just a slight miss off the tee. He's in the fairway bunker.
Yeah, just really got to pick the right club once again. Sometimes you take a little bit more club out of the fairway bunker, choke down.
Second shot. So the second of the par 4 goes begging, and now I'll have to rely on the short game.
Yeah, but a short game, as we all know, can redeem a lot of mistakes. Let's see if he does it here.
Seems to like it. Looks like it's headed for the green. And you can't hide the flagstick from that man.
He is just unbelievable. That never deviated offline.
This is a par putt for Hunter Mahan. Beautiful touch, nice putt. Locked in on the read and the speed. Really has a feel on these greens. That is another birdie. This is impressive. Now on to the 11th, and Frank, we are looking at a long par 4 in front of us.
We are indeed, and it's called shadows, but there is love in the shadows here. Hit it over that dune down there in the middle of the fairway. If you can get it there around the 300-plus yard mark, then the hole obviously starts to get a little easier. That second shot, you'd like to hit a little bit of a cut in here, but there's 2 levels to this green, so make sure you're on the right level where that flag is.
Good tee shot, right in the fairway, and plenty long. Right out of the center of the bat.
Did you hear that?
Good lie in the fairway, and a good chance to make something happen here. Frank, what was Chambers Bay before it was a golf course, before it was the site of a U.S. Open?
Yeah, it was the site of a former sand and gravel mine that was adjacent to the Puget Sound. So it's not just about the views here. Obviously, you know, you want a golf course to look good. You want to have nice views because it is a walking golf course. But really, what they've done in the end is just marvelous. It really is a true links.
I mean, really on top of his game right now. That was a splendid approach shot. Frank, you like his chances to walk away with a par here?
Well, with a good shot, Rich, yeah, that's certainly on the cards in that. And you think you just write a par down at the end of the hole, don't tell anyone about it. It certainly won't affect the scorecard at the end of the day. So that's the goal right here.
Not a gimme, but well within his range. Henrik lining this one up, and it's for birdie. One of the game's steadiest players, Hunter Mahan, has this for par. With authority, count it as a par and 2 under. Measuring 311 yards, the 12th Frank seems to offer an opportunity for a player to do something pretty dramatic here.
Yeah, it's called the Narrows. Really, it should be called the Temptation because what player stands on a tee knowing he can reach and doesn't take up the gauntlet?
Frank couldn't ask for anything more.
Just the lie there, too. It is sitting up like it's teed up. There's a bunker over there.
I think he's headed for it. And as he strides up here to the 12th green, having hit it in regulation, he knows now that his work is by no means done. A long putt coming up. So Frank, trying to make 3 the conventional way, didn't have a go at this green. What's left now?
Just the yardage. If you've got a good yardage here, then all these undulations in this green really aren't that important. And that's the beauty of laying up. You've taken the risk off the tee and really the risk in and around this green. So a good second shot, distance control, and you're going to be well rewarded.
Pretty long putt right here. You'd be happy to get it to within 2-3 feet. Could it be? Perfect roll right there.
Anything other than a rookie. Great stroke.
You don't want to let this one get away. This is about concentration and focus at this point. So just a formality here. Now at -2 for the day. On to the 13th hole here at Chambers Bay. It's a par 4, and they call this one Eagle Eye.
Yeah, dogleg to the right, beefy par 4. You hit it down to one of the widest fairways on the golf course. And then up in front, if you look at the middle of the green, you're going to see one bunker. Needless to say, that's got to be avoided.
Great strike and a great result. Sitting up, good chance to attack the flag. Like the looks of this one.
Oh, yeah. Second shot.
Not terrible, but not his best.
Yeah, outside chance, really, for birdie, but really, it was a rather poor approach shot.
Nice position, short grass, second shot. This is a pretty long putt here. You'd be happy to get this to within 2 or 3 feet. You really want to take the stress out of that next putt. Well, that was a good-looking putt, just not falling right now.
Sadly, he's going to be disappointed.
Birdie chance here. Very long putt, though.
Got to be a little careful if it gets away on him.
Well, you could see he thought he had that.
It looked in the whole way until the end.
Really not much to this. The only issue would be a lack of concentration or focus. 4 under on the day. Just a tap in to finish the hole. Did the job right there. Frank, this is the 5th par 4 in a row, and they're not easy. This one here at 14, really a daunting tee shot.
It is. That's why it's called Cape Fair. A true Cape hole in golf, Rich, is when you've got to decide how much you want to bite off when you hit across a slight dogleg. And this one, really, you're going to be rewarded the further left you can go. There is one little bunker in the middle of the fairway that you have to avoid. That's going to be 320 or so yards off the tee. This hole, 546 yards, you're going to see a variety of second shots, or the length of second shots here, determined purely by the bravery of the tee shot.
Frank, this is a way to make golf easy when you can hit it that deep.
Oh, I'm going to say, I know that first number's a 3. I'm guessing the second one's a 2. Let's call it 320. Whoop, this is taken off on a weird line.
And it's going to be in the rough, it looks like. From a perfect position, ready to play his next shot. Frank, for players looking to improve their putting, what are some of the training methods they can use?
I think speed is always is a good one when you get on the putting green and you just practice trying to putt inside that 3-foot circle, because in the end all sports are the same. You're trying to focus in on the destination where that ball has to be delivered, whether it's tennis inside the court or basketball inside the rim. Putting's no different. As you get further and further away from the hole, then you just make an acceptable size circle that you're trying to putt within. So pace, very important.
He's set up for his 3rd shot here, looking to get it on the green with this. Frank had hit the green, but just didn't have enough backspin.
You wonder what he's thinking on that.
Slight waggle, relaxed arms, ready to go.
Not a problem there, Rich.
Hunter Mahan for par. All right, good putt.
The rhythm of that stroke. Didn't try and bash it in the back.
Just 5 feet left. So they'll tap in.
That's plain not fair.
The way this game is cruel, Frank. You get on a roll and then smack. Hits you right in the face and knocks you down. Frank, normally in a golf course, you don't want to spend too much time in the trees, with the trees, around the trees. But part of me wants to go up and hug this tree because he's all alone. It's the only tree on the whole golf course.
Well, I know you're a tree hugger, Rich, I really do. But at 246 yards, when they play this off the back tee at the US Open, believe me, nobody's hugging that tree. They're just trying to make 3.
That's a bit offline in the rough.
This is not heading in the right direction.
Well, it looks like it's going to be in the rough. Second shot coming out of the rough here. So he's hit it inside 30 feet. Not his best, but still a chance.
Yeah, the odd 28-footer, and that's exactly what it is. I've seen a few of those go down.
Ball sitting down here in the rough. He's digging in. Frank, I'm not saying he should pull out driver here, but this is a long putt.
Greens are fast, though. You never know. Good line, good pace. Might have a chance.
Wow, that was so close, Frank.
Just time to forget that one. I mean, he couldn't hit that much better.
Been pretty good all day from this distance, just trying to take care of business. Well, this one's tracking. Well, that just brings a smile to your face, puts a little pep in the step when you make them from downtown. Trying to limit the damage here. This putt is for bogey. This to drop one shot for Henrik. Now to the par 4, 423 yards, 16th hole. What's the right play, Frank?
Fairway first once again. You'll see the slope of the fairway from the left to the right side. It means move your aim down that left side. It'll make this fairway appear that much bigger. And of course, then when you hit into this green, you're really going to have to flight that second shot properly. This is like a tabletop green. After that good tee shot, Rich, it's time to take full advantage of it.
Well, this is one where he can really go after the whole location and maybe think about making birdie.
What a great shot.
Hunter Mahan, second shot. So the second of the par 4 goes begging, and now I'll have to rely on the short game.
But a short game, as we all know, can redeem a lot of mistakes. See if he does it here.
He's knocked it on the green, but not in a great position. This is a difficult chance coming up here. Long birdie try. He's normally really good with these. Hunter Mahan now with the approach.
Well, just a little too much, Rich.
I don't know if it was wind at his back. He didn't calculate it, but he's going to be left with a difficult chip shot here. Pretty long putt right here. You'd be happy to get it to within 2-3 feet. Yeah, that's a good putt right there. From that distance, he'll settle.
And an awkward little bunker shot. Just splash it out, let the ball run towards the flag.
Not going so well for him. He has this for bogey. Well, too bad. He gives one back. Just a couple of feet. Solid effort and reasonable result to stay at 1 over par. Frank, you don't need just a caddy out here at Chambers Bay. Seems like you need a sports psychologist. You start thinking about the names of these holes. Beached at 16, and what's 17 called?
Derailed, and you can see why too. That green's perched up there. If you've got the round going in the wrong direction, this is not a hole to start on. So if you've got a run going, it's just a good tee shot that lands around the front there, and you just take a 3 here. This is not a time to be a hero.
Frank, looks like he came over just a little bit.
Yeah, that one wasn't pretty, but it's still gonna get away with it.
Birdie try up next. This long putt for birdie could be a tough one here. Always two components to the long lag putt, the speed, number one, and then the read. And missed out on that second part. Second shot from the rough. It's on the way. You don't want to let this one get away. This is about concentration and focus at this point. 1 over for the day. Just a little tap in here. Cleans that up in the hole. Now to the 18th hole. Frank, everyone wants to finish in style.
Yeah, the home hole here, once again you head back to just a wonderful view, and you realize that Chambers Bay was designed as a walking golf course, and it was designed to have fun and test every department of your game. 18 will do that. It probably gives you more trouble on both sides of the hole than any other hole on the golf course.
Not quite what he was hoping for. The tee shot in the bunker. Headed for the bunker? That one is in the bunker. Frank, the good players certainly aren't panicked when they're in a fairway bunker, are they?
Just make sure your feet stay nice and firm in the sand there. There's a tendency to move your feet around a little bit.
Out of the sand and back on the fairway.
Yeah, good shot. Just really utilized that little bit between the ears. Realized he couldn't reach the green and instead opted for fairway.
Anything you do differently with your setup?
Just dig my feet into the sand a little bit more, but make sure you focus on the exact spot on the ball you want to hit.
So Frank, out of the bunker and back into play.
Yeah, the late Bobby Jones used to say the hardest shot in golf's always the next one. Well, by getting the ball back in play, he just made that a little easier.
Not terrible, but not his best.
Yeah, outside chance really for birdie, but really it was a rather poor approach shot.
Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special.
Well, this one should be safely on deck here. This is a pretty long putt here. You'd be happy to get this to within 2 or 3 feet. You really want to take the stress out of that next putt. Well, that's not the way you wanted to start out the backside here.
Yeah, you can't afford from inside 10 feet. You feel like you have to make those, and I mean, they really sting when they miss.
And getting ready for the putt. Oh, I thought he had that. Looks like he just misread that. He needs this for par. That's a good day's work right there. Round of 67. So they'll tap in. Did the job right there. So for Frank Nobilo and all of us here at EA Sports, I'm Rich Lerner saying so long for now.